recording. First test. So, welcome to the channel, hopefully. I wanted to try and get some streams going and putting them on YouTube, which this is probably the first video that's going up on YouTube. And yeah, so this will be a start. We are doing a modded Minecraft server, which happens to go through seasons and a whole lot of things. There's a lot of just bases everywhere. I'm over here, and my thought or goal is to be able to do D&D. So, players will, I guess, enter the island through here, because I'm doing this all as floating islands. I didn't document any of the starting bit, but this is based off of Hermitcraft. So, we got hermits operating stores, just all these different things. I figured I would get a start on everything, trying to understand the modded part and, the armor stands, just testing things out. So it is a little weird to have seasons, so that's why there's snow. It's currently winter, as you can see in the top right corner. But like, every building on here has an interior with, of course, some mod stuff. There's up here, this is Ethos house. We got Wilson. Just like all tiny things. But yeah, this is a work in progress, because I'm trying to understand streaming and doing videos. But as you can see here, there's different plots for each of my friends to make a house. When I'm actually making his last night, which currently is just a bed, but they aren't using this as a base. It's just something to help get them started. It is a good, I do have a story lined up. Hopefully the more I do with this island, the more it reveals how or where the story's going. So like on this island, the players will start in their houses. Etho is the main quest giver, so he'll basically gather all the players in some way. I have a feeling that my friends might watch this video, so if you are one of those friends, no spoilers, haha. But yeah, like, everyone's starting here. This is the only important shop in the area is Wolf's Forge, where they can upgrade their weapons. So I mean, everything else is like, oh, the B-Dub spawn is where they get the wood, so if they have wood in their house, that's where they would get it. So like, the start, the players will go into the like the background is the players are going to the stores to get resources or whatever to make their houses or make a base at some point. And when they come back, they will find something at their house. And yeah, I feel like that's a great start. I mean, as you can see here, for some reason that top corner keeps bugging out. But I have a map of the island, some like post notice boards like we're having the Western Reaches or the Whispering Woods. So this island is considered Hermit Islands. This one's gonna be Whispering Wood. This one is Western Reaches. We got this one's Moonlight Coast. This one is, I forget what it's called, but there is a volcano on there. And this is the Central Isles. So you might, I need to turn down the music bit. So at least every store has some hermits. You might be wondering like where most hermits are, considering that there's 20 hermits in total, and there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on this one. And I did that as for a reason, because I wanted at least one hermit on every island. Some of them having more than one, but the way I had it set up, there was just a lot of extra hermits, and a good majority of them will be on this island. In terms of actual space-wise, I really wish it wasn't winter right now, but I marked out where the islands will go. So this is where that island will be. Trying to load everything. I did the outline for Redstone Reaches. I've been clearing out this area for the Central Isle because it was a big mountain. Over here is that volcano island that I have planned. And then over here is the Moonlight Coast. So if I quickly fly back to here, you can get a good sense of how far all the islands are and stuff. Now, since I have delayed making any videos or anything about this server, I've been trying, like I said, I've been getting materials and stuff. I have a special elytra that doesn't take durability. In terms of armor and stuff, like I have it, but we found out that wearing armor actually makes you slower at flying. So I have some armor. I have pretty basic storage, except I'm gonna make a connected storage system to just have ease, because it started getting to a point where it's getting out of control with all the dirt and stone that I was digging out. But I have a bunch of like starter things, so tiny forge. Over here's no bee farm. When I need the copper for one of the shops on the surface. Like everything has a little bit. The sniffer will end up moving to Whispering Woods. It was just a friend put it in here, and I didn't know where to put it at the moment. But apart from that, like, there's a bunch of waystones. Since it is getting close to Christmas, we are doing Christmas Town. The thing is that to get started, of course, I didn't start up here. I started down below, down here at this little campsite. So it came with a couple barrels here and there, this cave, and then this tent. So this is where I started off. Found out that there was a hot map mod. Was getting real deeply into that before realizing there was too many. I dug my version of a cave or entrance. Some just very basic things to help me get started. We do have some villagers in here. John being a mending villager for an expensive price, but I mean, he gets me mending. Some basic farms. This is a small mob grinder which currently does zombies and skeletons. Because we can still touch the spawners, that's how they come in. We had the create mod where I made steam engine and whole system to sort the logs. This was my attempt at making train tracks, but the thing is that you can't auto craft slabs in this because when you go to make a slab, it can make a shelf. It prioritizes the shelf instead. So I had to manually craft slabs, but this made automated train tracks. Is we're thinking of connecting every base together. Right here we have a terracotta farm. So, if you don't know, it makes the cobblestone to gravel, gravel to sand, and then when doing the gravel to sand, there's an output of 5% chance of clay, which then that gets smashed and then heated up. I feel like I'm doing a brief crash course of everything. To actually start this island, there was, if I go back into my cave real quick, to get started on this island, it of course didn't start this big. I had to start off a preset island, which from there I did an outline and everything. So you can see it started off as this island. I did have to shave it back a bit to fit this island, but I mean, apart from that, I did get most of the island made. It did take me, I think, around a month in real time to actually get all the details, the buildings done, and just get everything. So, apart from that, I felt pretty good about it. For the rest of reaches, what my plan is currently like a small slope. I can probably do it here. So, to connect to the islands, there's going to be bridges. So, Hermit Highlands will be attaching here from a bridge up to the Central Isles and Whispering Woods. From Whispering Woods, it goes up to this point. So, if you can imagine a bridge going there, and a bridge going between these two. So, from here, the bridge enters here. It has a windy path that's slowly gaining elevation until it gets to this point where from here it will lower elevation, so it can have a bridge going across here, but then it will continue going up from this direction to Mumba's place. This island is gonna be mostly like a mesa terrain, so that's why I needed all that terracotta. And yeah, I think it's gonna have a great outcome. But I mean, for this island, I did finish it yesterday. At least as far as I can do. Now, with all the snow being here, it is hiding a lot of the grass. So, and there is a lot more grass under all of this. It's just, it's bad. Okay, it just took away all the grass. Well, that's fine. It's not fine, but it's whatever. But yeah, the thing is that I don't know how exactly how I'm going to be doing this, but I'm slowly just taking one step at a time. This is technically our season 2. Season 1, I was doing a racetrack, and before I got done, there were some complications, and we had to start fresh. So, season 1 was actually all vanilla, and this time we decided to try mod. So we're doing Big Chat Guys Plus. So that's why there's the seasons, all these special things. It makes Nether End just a little more complicated. But in terms of like progression, I've taken it pretty slow considering that I've been focusing on the island. I could probably do a quick server tour. So I'm the furthest west. Just next door to me is Dean, who's doing a hilltop castle. So occasionally I visit him because I've given him Puma and polar bears. Not these guys are hurt for some reason. But I also gave him a blue jay in here. Now, he's not on the server as much, but I mean, I guess he is getting more advanced than me. Because this is what I plan on doing to my base, is getting these, or getting the crafting terminal, get all these set up for my base. But apart from his base, if I had, over this way, you fly past, pretty sure, yeah, Jordan's farm, and then we get to spawn. So this is spawn. I mean, spawn is more like right there, but this is like the hub. It's a very messy hub, but like I have a setup for my D&D. This is currently the leaderboard, I guess, of heads. Or it's everyone on the server, so Dean, he plays Dean and Weenie. We have Heath, we got Mason, me, Bafrag, Aruna, Lion, Loudgagger, and Josh. So, Loudgagger is that farm there, but he also has airbase up here. So I guess he is a little further west than me, but he's also northern. But Mason's base is right there. He's right next to spawn. And he's also the one who made the first shop called Warforts, which is about fishing and stuff. Now I won't do too much, or too much looking at bases, but he's doing castle theme as well. His storage system is also hooked up to everything. He's doing a villager area. Yeah. If I fly south, I will reach Emily's base, which is right here, and she's naming her base Lake Hollow. And so it's a very cozy thing. The thing is that this area actually started off all calcite, and it was all flattened and everything. Look at, she's making a Christmas tree. But yeah, she's based in here. If I fly a little bit south and I think it's west, maybe. Oh, straight west from here. And we go to Reno or Colby, as I might mention. She's going for, I think, Japanese style. So she's got this little base. She's going for very cute with everything. If we go north from here, we get Josh's base. I don't know what he's planning on doing here, but his main house is up here, and whoa, he's got some others. So if I quickly jump up here, he's doing a lot of things, testing things out, making small models. Oh, awesome. But the model he's working on is of his base. I'm gonna close it so Nelson doesn't get out. But why does he have so many bars? I'm not gonna question it. It looks like he's been busy making things. But yeah, we're all pretty close together. The only other person I haven't shown is Heath, who is actually really far south compared to everyone. So if I quickly fly over there, I do prefer flying than teleporting. I'm more for the vanilla side, but if the mod does help, like the wings not needing any durability, but it takes my hunger, then I feel like that's better. But this is Heath's base. He's kind of all over the place. I mean, he has a tavern, which he's auto-crafting wine. But he also has a mansion. Like, everyone tends to have, or is having, a plan. With Heath, I don't think he does. I think he's just doing whatever feels like. But I mean, you play Minecraft how you want to. Pretty sure it's somewhere nearby here. If I remember exactly where. here? I know it's close to his base. It's where his, because we currently have a train. We have a train tunnel connecting our bases. Oh, here it is. There's no chickens in here. But this is where all my crafted train tracks have gone. Which it's a decent tunnel because of how far we live from each other. But hopefully that when words are hard, streamer brain. Hopefully when everyone else decides to want to do trains, we'll hook them all up. It would be better. The thing that with this tunnel is that Heath dug it and I placed the tracks, so he had to dodge an entire ocean. So that's why there's a bunch of, there's down and up. But after a while of going through the tunnel, like, currently my track ends there because I have a plan for the train track, but I've been focusing on my island to actually do anything, but it puts me out right here. So in my sense, I think it's faster to just fly or teleport to his base and then take the train. But once I get the train going, then it'll be nice to go hands-free for a bit. But yeah, I guess here in a bit I can show you the Christmas Town area. Oh, and before you ask, the Copper Golem, it's the version that presses button, he doesn't sort. I know that update is out currently, but with this mod pack, it's set back, I think, a single mod pack, or single version. Christmas. Okay, so Christmas, this is the one where we're having the Christmas Town. So I guess they've started a bit of this Christmas Town. I honestly don't know what I'm going to be adding to this island, but for the most part, it is a decent sized island. If I named, oh, I have no idea where I am on the map. 2561. And so I'm more north. Oh, south. Okay, so yeah, here's the island that we're working with. I mean, it's a pretty decent sized island. But yeah, I figured today I would just start with trying to get my storage system properly set up, because currently I start off very organized, and it quickly fell apart because clearing that area gave me a lot of stone and wood. So I figure we can start by getting some of these things. Which, of course, I only have 2 diamonds. So, change of plans. We are going to the mines. So, like I said, I like I'm decently advanced, but everyone knows they have, of course, better armor and everything. But I figured I can just, try and get something going. I don't really have a plan. I was thinking about starting also making the redstone reaches, but I also feel like doing a storage system is gonna be nice. Oh, I do have torches. The problem is that there is a lot of just heck yeah. Off to a great start. There's a lot of modded ores, so there's a lot of like fake diamonds, I would say. But I mean, apart from that, let's see. I need 4 diamonds here. That seems cheap. I need 1 diamond on each of those. That's a lot of diamonds. Probably should have calculated how many diamonds I would need. But we're just gonna get a lot and hope that what I grabbed is enough. Now, when we did start the server, it was an unusual start, I would say, because we were trying to plan a time to have everyone get on, and we would start off by doing a community spawn area, which is what you saw. The thing about that was, before we got going, how do I describe it? I was testing the server, seeing if the add-ons, words, and everything. So it was a bit messy, and so I was itching to play, because at this point I think we took a couple months break between the servers, but I also really wanted to play. So they told me I can get ready to, or like just get the resources for a server base. The issue that there was with that is that I was considering the Hermit Islands, that first island that I showed you guys. I considered that to be my starter base. Or even though I had that tent area as my actual starter base, I wanted to get started on the actual part of making the island and gathering resources for that. And as you saw, there was a bunch of stone, and I didn't want to I didn't want to like just get a bunch of cobblestone and then have to smelt it all. Like at this point, it was very early stages, so my best idea was to get Soul Touch and go from there. But you know, to do that, you need an enchantment table and getting diamonds and everything. So there was a brief moment where I was really far advanced trying to get everything ready to eventually make the first island. The thing that came with that is that when we got to making the actual spawn, it was already when I had a bunch of diamond tools. When everyone else didn't have anything. Now I was sharing my screen at the time, so they were seeing me do the progression and everything. So they at least were able to see what I was doing. I mean, granted it was a bit of a head start, but if I were to compare myself to them now, I am very far behind. 21. Yeah. But the thing is that with all this, since I am basing it off of D&D, Iron Vein. Since I am basing it off D&D, I should probably put the Iron Vein. I don't I've never played D&D before, so I have been using ChatGPT to help bounce ideas back and forth, trying to figure out how to set up islands and everything. Just be able to do all those small things that go along with D&D, because I figure that will be best. Well, I try and figure out how to do everything. Yeah, so well, Mason, he has DM'd D&D before, so he told me he's available to help if I need it. I told him I shouldn't. I think I got it. Which is why I'm taking this very slowly. But yeah, figured that I would also like to stream and maybe do some YouTube videos based on or of playing Minecraft or playing Minecraft or any other game. Thing that I like I said, this isn't the first time I've tried streaming. I've tried doing Red Dead Redemption and some other games, and it always came down to not enough storage or anything, and I couldn't figure out how to switch the storage to actually make it work, and it was just being difficult. Apart from all of that, I'm now trying OBS, so I'm hoping that works better. So if this does happen to be on YouTube, well, welcome, YouTubers. This is also I think, a great way for me to understand how to stream. At some point, I will maybe learn how to edit videos, but figure out taking one step at a time and maybe just worry about streaming for now. Granted, I think most other people start by YouTube and then streaming, but I mean, yeah. So if you have any questions about the story of my island or islands that I'm making, I guess leave a comment on YouTube if this does show up. Like I said, this is my first time attempting to put something on YouTube, and or at least not like I've tried putting things on YouTube, but like I said, it was being weird. So I hope that it does work out, but if not, well, I had this video on file. Maybe I can edit this one down. But yeah, I will say if you were to get this mod pack, it does come with a resource pack that changes all the textures and everything. I personally prefer the base Minecraft textures, so that's why everything that's, if you were to compare this to actual modded or the resource pack, if you were going to play, it would look slightly different, but I figure I would be clear about that. But yeah, it changes a lot of the textures of the resources, the tools. Just, it wasn't really my style. It was a lot to take in for me, and so I turned off the resource pad just to get a feeling of how this would be just base Minecraft, because I figure if I can get base Minecraft to look good, it's gonna look good in a resource pack. So figure, why not just do it in base Minecraft style. But it does make me kind of question what that first island looks like with the texture pack, because like I said, don't know what, like, I turned it off pretty much after I got my diamond tools. So I have no idea what anything looks like with a resource pack, so yeah, maybe I'll check that out later once we get back to the island. I only have a stack bit. I mean, I don't really have an idea on how much I want to get. But I do know I'm gonna need maybe a good amount, so maybe a stack and a half for now. and I hope I won't need to get more. But yeah, in total of the plans for my island or islands, I have been looking into some YouTube videos of actual D&D campaigns that people have been streaming, and it all comes down to a lot of describing visuals, and just it's a lot of talking. I'm not used to doing a lot of talking, but I figured with doing it through Minecraft, since we aren't all close by each other. I say that because me and Josh are the ones that are pretty far away from everyone. The other people, they all live relatively close and they do in-person hangouts, so figured doing this as D&D in Minecraft, it will it'll be fun, hopefully. But to do it in Minecraft means that a lot of that visual talking that I was talking about with other streamers and stuff, or other streams, they have to spend more time just talking about the environment they're in and trying to describe what the players will see and everything. Whereas for mine, I'm going to, since I'm building it all, they're going to visually see the script or the buildings and everything that they need to interact with. I've been through here already. Oh. But yeah, it's gonna be a learning process. Hopefully I get most of the things down, but if you ever how do I phrase this properly? The Hermit Highlands, it has the starting point of the D&D and some other small things like upgrading your weapons, but the main focus wasn't really, I guess, his starting island, because so that's why map wise, if I look at map wise, the starting island looked smaller compared to the other ones. And the thing is that I didn't know the size I was going for. And so I made the island that I started putting tiny things around or tiny squares to say, oh, this is where this will go. And just subdividing everything. As I was already making buildings and everything on this first island, I quickly found out that I felt I restricted myself on space. But I felt like it was too late to actually expand the island, so it's not too important for this first island to be anything significant. So that And after making that first island, I planned the chunks so no mobs could destroy the terrain that I was working on. And so with that, it was pretty recently, I'm pretty sure, where all these other claim trunks were. I was like, I'm trying to figure out where I want everything to be, like the distance relative to this first island, and just figured that stuff out. Thing was with that is that I started off with those pillars that you saw the crystals indicating where they were, and it works, but I didn't get a good scale still of how that actually looks like on map wise. So I claimed try and get a this is a big geode. So I claimed the chance on what would feel like a pretty good island shape. And I'm just back in this area. I need to find a new cave. And so with the island trying to get good shapes and everything, it did turn out to be, I don't know, how do I describe it? Like the island is intended to look bigger than this first one, which I'm fine with. Like I said, Star Island I don't have many plans for. I do want to add a secret still to the island, so that's why I'm saying it's not fully done. But apart from that, this first island is done. Don't really have to worry about it too much. So that's why I felt like maybe getting the storage going and the what's it called? Storage and the first island, because I have plans for the redstone reaches, and the idea that I have is I'm excited to actually make it, but at the same time I have to make the island first before I can start doing the fun things that I want to do. But yeah, I do have that second half that I wanted. So I might stop caving here and maybe I can grab, I have 2 sets of iron. Thing is that I tried making a beacon to dig out that little hill area I mentioned where the center isle will go, and it was like I was scraping together any resource I could possibly get and turn that into blocks for the beacon. And so that's where a lot of my diamonds honestly went. So I do have more, it's just being used for a beacon. The thing is that if I wanted to be like how Heath has his setup, he has a beacon near his, which means he can access his storage from anywhere in the world. So my plan for mine is to do something around the same. But I mean, at the same time, I have no idea how far I'm getting. I mean, even just doing that simple connected storage, that's going to be a good start. So maybe in the future I can get that storage system going, or at least the system that Heath has to be able to get his storage from anywhere. I think I might actually take these. That'd be good for where some reaches. Someone's possibly here already. Yeah, if you have any tips on okay, but yeah, if you have any like suggestions on things I could change or anything, just you know, let me know. I'll take into consideration, and yeah. Taking into consideration, maybe it gets added to the admin. But at the same time, I will say like streaming is not going, like I currently don't have set schedule on when I want to stream, or I don't have a set time to stream or make these videos. I do prioritize school first. So if you do wonder where, like, why these streams aren't super common, that's the reasoning. But I'm hoping that I stream a little more often. honestly don't know how I'm going to, or what I'm thinking about doing as a schedule. Like, I know if I want to be consistent and get a good amount of people watching, I need to be consistent, but I honestly don't know if I have the proper time for this. Oh, and I will say we also have Keep Inventory on the server. Brain is a little scattered right now, trying to think of everything that we're doing and the plans. Just a little scared brain right now, but hopefully at some point it's not, doesn't get too bad of a scatterbrain. Okay, done. That should be enough. Thing is that I also want to like I'm used to playing Minecraft with a streamer on in my background and like listening to them stream, but I didn't want to figure out how to separate audio and have another person stream just playing in the background, so yeah, that's why it's like this. I need to make the storage terminal. I'll just put my own out. This. Boards. I know I got plenty of wood. Stone though. Get that going. Let's make some torches because the storage terminal needs 2 of those. I was thinking they're on my side. No, it's a good thing I got stuff. Let's get some wood. Chest. Glass. And glue those. Like, I know where everything is, but it was the fact that I started just losing track of everything. No, unintentionally, behind every storage or behind every pillar is room for some storage. So, in that sense, I did kind of plan, but I also didn't know that this mod was a thing. So, guess it worked out for the best. 3, 4. So the thing is that I want what do I want? I don't know what I want. Maybe I do something. What to do? Which one of these should I choose? Maybe that? Because there is the this thing, which I can make frames, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I can make these, which makes whatever. So imagine like these being the inlaid stones and whatever. So I need to make this cables, a lot of cables. So come out trapdoors. See, so if I do 2 of these, 2 framed, okay, I think I'm doing this wrong. Let's go take a visit over to Landscape. So he has inventory cable connector. Which means place on level 1 beacon to make him to a unique dimension. So yeah, this is what I want. To make the beacon by near weather. Yep. To start off, how about Then get that going. Lazy. So if I do this, let's say, I need to clear some space out. Get this. Trim. Trim just not. Unless I'm thinking about this one. Maybe, okay, let's make 2 of these. So I need to force back that put back. So this there. Let's just make a bunch of chests. Bam, bam. Diamonds. Table. I'm just gonna put that there. This. Should make a bunch of chests because why not? What is our thing? Necros? If I were to do that and that, and that with that, does that look at